Phone must be off during work? You're the boss. Happened back in 2015 roughly. I was working at a betting shop. Pretty large one that anyone from UK has probably heard of. We were open from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. One big rule was mobile phones were to be turned off during work hours. No ifs or buts. Cue the morning of the Epsom Derby. A big horse racing event in the start of my 12-hour shift. During setup, we had a problem with our internet. The tills, FOBTS, fixed odd betting terminals, and internal phone line were all connected by the internet, meaning until it was fixed we could take literally no money. I waited and waited. About 3 hours had gone and nothing had improved, and I had no way of letting anyone know. My phone had to be off. At about 5 p.m., we eventually had internet back. Not long after, I eventually got a call from my area manager as to why there was no money taken. After a lot of huffs and puffs, he hung up. I was just following the rules. A short while after, maybe about 20 minutes, I get another phone call from said manager, asking if I could take pictures of the marketing screens to make sure they had loaded correctly and then send them to him. No, I can't. Sorry. My phone needs to be off. He had to do a 3-hour drive to the shop to check himself. Sending an email saying to use proper discretion would solve literally all of his problems surrounding this. I worked at a place that allowed phones, but banned cameras. The only camera allowed on site was kept in a locked drawer. So what's the owner of a fancy Sony flagship with spiffy camera gonna do? Leave it in my car? Hell no. I'll muck with the firmware and delete the camera driver. Voila. Camera phone without a camera. One night there's an accident, and I have to take a pile of pictures for the report. Out comes the company camera and the batteries are dead. I get half a dozen underexposed blurs before it blinks out for good and has to go on the charger. I email the bosses. Camera dead. Oh, so sorry. You'll have to wait until the photos from the one-use camera I had to buy with the company credit card are developed. After a couple of days I got called up on the carpet. Boss. About the other night. I know that cell phone you just bought takes pictures. So why didn't you use it? Me. I'm not allowed to carry a camera, so I have it disabled. Boss. Sure you did. Give it here. Try as he might, all could get from my phone was camera error. Before I'd even left the room I had a shiny new email waiving the rule on cameras. 2 months later I got the rules on personal email and company laptops changed by wasting 2 hours driving back and forth between the office and a job site. Can't take measurements unless I'm there. And can't email my responses to you from anywhere else but the office. So he needs to buy a backup cell for the shop for times like this. Laughing face. Had a similar supervisor institute this rule. If I find you on your phone I'm sending you home for the day. She denied my time off request. I lightbulbed 10 minutes into my shift. She sent me home. Called me 3 hours later asking me to come in BC. They were swamped. She'd even be so gracious as to pay me the full day. Nah, I had tickets to a concert I was already on the way to. What is great about this is that all the manager had to do was admit there are times when using a phone at work is appropriate, but he is so soft he couldn't admit it and just lit time and money on fire to save his paper-thin ego. I'm good at business. Quote. Well played. Had you taken that picture and sent it, he or someone at Almighty Corporate would have used it to give you the sack. It was a test you failed. Female Bookie. All bets are off. Sol. I'm not in here to make a ing bet. Female Bookie. Appreciated. But all bets are off. If all bets are off, Then there can't be any money, can't there? Sol. I ain't ing buying that. Female Bookie. Well, that's handy. 'Cause I ain't ing selling it. It's a fact. Having worked in betting shops in the UK, they are 100% this petty. Loved the job at times. Hated it at others, and the browner your nose the higher you fly regardless of ability, intelligence or general work ethic. Sounds like the shift leader should have had a company phone. Lol. I once worked at a place where we had to sort letters. It was a pretty easy job and everyone was listening to music. One day the leadership said phones and music was no longer allowed. The next day, 3 ppl didn't come back. We were 8 at each shift. A few days later another guy just left mid-workday after an argument with the boss and they didn't hire new ppl. After about a week I said I was sick. This was a short time before pay was due. And once I was paid I just ignored their calls. Good. If they want stupid rules then they'll have to work stupid hours. I'd be happy to take pictures. Where's the company camera? I hope they disclosed this during the hiring process. What if you're a single parent or something and God forbid they need to get a hold of you? It isn't fair to pass up on other, better offers if they're this strict. Sure, I'll go buy a disposable camera. Find a store from 1998 that still does 1H photo development and fax the pictures to you. I used to work at Ladbrokes head office back in the day. Designing and programming the screens and creating the on-screen marketing was a blast, and a bunch of amazing colleagues. Worked with other departments too, such as IT and marketing. That was without doubt an area manager problem. No way anyone above would have let the shop go more than an hour without internet without some form of intervention, especially during a major event such as Epsom or Cheltenham. I love it. All bets are off. Well played. Perfection. Good for you.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.